I just got done watching season 2 of Castlevania on Netflix, and holy shit, Dracula has a war council now. And for anyone that knows anything about military, you have a council of generals that usually try to agree upon where where the army should strike. Dracula's more incensed with "I don't care, just do what you gotta do to bring me the human populace, to end humans as we are." So they're all infighting. At the beginning of this second season, you'll see Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard. And they're like three bickering little kids themselves. It's like Sypha's trying to be the adult, and these two are just like little kids going, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." But by the end, when they finally go to confront Dracula, which is funny because in the final episodes, Dracula sends one of his generals to the deserts, and the majority end up either getting killed in combat, or there's one general that actually gets killed by another general. And if you thought season 1 was violent and gory, this brings it to a whole new level. Literally, there's a general named Godfrey or Godfrey, something like Godfrey or something like that. And the female general keeps going, "Yeah, all he's gonna ask me to do is fuck him, have sex with him, get him something to drink." And they're complaining because they have pig's blood to keep them alive. They need to live off the human blood. Excuse me, I'm fighting a cold, by the way. It got even worse because when Trevor and all them finally get into the castle, because Sypha drops the castle right on top of the Belmont treasure cache of knowledge of Dracula. That's what I'm calling it, by the way. And they end up going into the castle, and they go looking for Dracula. And they find him in his study. Like, he's kind of given up at this point. Like, he'll just sit there and stare at the flames, and he knows what's gonna come. But they took a lot of the creatures from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think it's like the first boss that you run into, and they dropped that thing. Alucard just walks up to him, just turns them into sushi. Not like sushi that the woman sent the 159 texts to the guy and threatened to chop his kidneys up into sushi. That we'll get into a little bit later. But anyways, moving forward with all this. So they're in the castle. They find Dracula, and Dracula's kind of in this, "oh, try to kill me if you can" kind of mode. So they all go fighting, and they're using, Trevor's using his whip. Alucard's like using dark metamorphosis, and he's jumping all around, getting hits in when he can. Sypha's casting magic. And they finally end up in Alucard's bedroom from when he was a child. And at the end, you hear Dracula go, "I'm killing my son." And he looks up to the heavens where his wife is, who died at the beginning of season 1, by the way. They show her in a kind of a prequel, how they got her, how the church captured her and all this and that in the very first episode, not season. And she ends up, she's trying to cure someone of a cold or some weird virus, and the church breaks in, they catch her, And they take all her equipment, they take her, they set the house on fire, blah, 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 blah. So that ties into the first, like, the episode where, at the very beginning of season 1, where she's kind of being tortured for being associated with Dracula. So, then, Alucard stakes his father, Dracula, in the heart, and he dies. And they end up going through the castle. Keep in mind, majority of his generals are dead, except for one, who is a, what they call them, they're forge masters, where they can bring the dead back to life. So he ends up out in the desert, and from what I remember, he's walking, he comes into this caravan, and the caravan sees him, and they're like, oh, look, we got fresh meat, we're gonna kill him. He goes, oh, is that so? He pulls out all his weapons, he kills them all, takes them to this one oasis, he gets something to drink, cleans himself up. Then he starts rebuilding his army. So now there might be a possibility of a season 3 with all this going on, because Dracula's dead. Now they need a reason for this guy to stay alive. But it was kind of interesting because all throughout the story, his teammate, his partner, whatever you want to call him in this season, he gets captured by the female general. And he's trying to escape her to get away to go, I guess, build his own army. And she's like, no, 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 no. And she beats the shit out of him. Like, she just annihilates the crap out of him. And keeps having him basically dragged along the ground like he's a little worthless pile of dookie. Not like Dookie like in Fallout 76, which I'll have a rant for that later. But, all in all, the storyline is darker, it's deeper, it dives more into the mythos. It ties a lot of Season 1 to Season 2, because you don't see Dracula, or you don't see the church kill the woman at the beginning. You don't see how they capture her till this episode, till the very first episode. But check it out on Netflix. It's a good show.